GLHF.
Welcome back. Oh, sorry.
Take two.
Welcome back, everybody, to another super exciting episode of The Sit Down. Today we have one of my favorite people in the community, such an awesome person. We've got Magic New Girl on the stream. I'm so excited to have you. This episode is going to be so much fun. How you doing tonight?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. Y'all are some of my favorite people too, so thank you. This means a lot.
Awesome,
Mhm.
awesome. Let's just dive into some of the questions. We've got 10 questions. We've got, you guys know the drill. We're just going to ask some questions and get Magic New Girl here to explain her journey into the realm of Magic the Gathering. So, without further ado, what got you into Magic the Gathering?
A very random human at a very random party that I was at. I was at a New Year's Eve party, and I hit off with this random person in the hallway. He was wearing a Hunter x Hunter shirt. I was like, hey, I really like anime. And so it's like the second we had that nerd connection, he was like, do you play Magic the Gathering? And I was like, no. I was like, I've never even heard of Magic the Gathering. And he goes, well, I think you might like it. And so we set up, him and some of his friends, we set up to play a few weeks later, and I did it. I was like, sure, why not? And so I went and I played, and holy cow, I was hooked. I played Mono Green Elves, and they let me play their deck, and they walked me through everything. So they basically played the deck for me, and then game 2, I did it with like handicaps, and then by turn 3, I was kind of playing it myself, and it was the best way to learn, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And we kept playing. We just kept playing and kept playing. So that's how.
I also learned on Mono Green Elves.
Oh, snap. Okay, so you heard it here first. The way to get someone into Magic is
Mono
Mono
Green
Green
Elves.
Yeah.
Foolproof.
Yeah, that's how I've
Yeah.
taught a lot of people, not just Daniel. I've taught some who I have a Mono Green Elf deck that's like one of my pet decks, and like
Yeah.
it's just so straightforward in what it wants to do that it's an
Mhm.
easy concept to learn how to like use mana, draw cards, like play creatures, learn like creature mechanics, like trample, haste. Yeah, that's
And
really fun.
making a big board of creatures is
Yeah.
always fun.
Oh, yeah,
Because
so
it's
fun.
like,
It is,
oh, I'm
yeah.
winning. I'm winning with all these creatures. It makes you feel good. Yeah.
Yeah, yes, absolutely.
Mhm.
So I think I know the answer to this question, but I've seen that you've now started to get into some other formats. But what is your preferred format to play?
Oh, it's hands down Commander. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's the casual setting of it, the CDH setting of it. I love all things Commander.
Nice.
If I had a secondary, I would say draft, but even then, it doesn't quite hit like making a 100-card deck around a Commander.
yeah,
I started in it. I'm staying in it. It's how I teach new players. I truly think it's the funnest format, and I'm hanging out in
Yeah.
it. hmm
nice. Yeah, that's awesome. That's I would think I would agree with that. I'm an old head. I started playing Magic years ago, where Commander wasn't even a thing, and
Yeah.
it kind of got burnt out on it. Is why I stepped away from the game. So when Commander came back and someone explained to me like what it was, I was like, oh my gosh, this is everything I've been missing, and it's
hmm
been history ever since. Commander's been by far and away my favorite format to play.
It did bring a lot of people into the format, and I don't really play in I do with CDH, but if I'm playing Commander, it's typically I'm sitting out with my friends, I'm eating snacks, having a beer,
Yeah.
having whatever. I just like the social aspect of it, and of course, that's where Commander capitalizes, and
Yes.
so that's why I like it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Exactly. Yep.
Mhm.
Along the same lines, then, since you have a favorite format, do you have a favorite mana color?
Yes, my favorite singular mana color is Simic.
That's not a thing.
It's a
Well,
crazy
I'll allow
color
it.
on the
I'll
color
allow it.
wheel. Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess I would say green. It used to be blue, but I would say green now for 2 cards, Crater of Behemoth and Triumph of the Hordes, and that's how I like to play,
Hey.
and that's how I like to win.
Yeah.
And I
are-
like big creatures, so.
Yeah.
But Simic has my heart.
Those are some
I
win
can throw
cons.
blue in
Yeah.
there. Oh yeah, those
Yeah.
are the win cons. There's nothing
Yeah.
more exciting than pulling off a Triumph of the Hordes, and they've got the Battle Royale version of it, the Fortnite version.
Yeah. The Fortnite. Yep.
Nothing is better than winning with that card. So that's why it's my favorite.
That's
That makes
awesome.
sense. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. I need to change that question maybe to like just either color or like tribe, or not tribe. What do they call them in
Yeah. Your guild.
guild. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. God. Yeah. The guilds. Yeah. That's what I need to change it to. Of course, then someone's gonna choose. I don't really know all the 3 color names. I always forget them. Like I know like Witch Maw.
Wolberg. Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
play
the Bluebird
Ink.
is a 5.
Ink. I just learned those actually. Just learned those.
Yeah,
Those are different. You don't hear those
they
often.
are. Yeah, like
Mhm.
Nardu, whatever it's called. Yeah, there's all kinds of 3 color. I just can't remember. I have too much stuff in my head to remember like all the color
I think
schemes. So I have to like I'll
Mhm.
just
Abzan's the only one I remember that's black, white, blue.
yeah
I think that's Esper.
Oh yeah. No, you're right.
Yeah.
So I don't even
yeah
remember
no
that
that is
one.
that's for
Who
yeah
cares? Just call them by the colors.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
yeah that was funny. The one I remember is
Esper, yeah.
wrong. Yeah, no, I'm the same way. Yeah, there's
Hmm.
like which maw. No, that's the 4 color. Yeah, see,
Yeah, the
I'm
four,
confused.
which is four color. Yeah. It
Yeah,
doesn't
which
matter.
maw?
The best
Yeah.
color is Simic.
Exactly.
That's all you need to know.
Uh, this is a fun
Mm,
one. I love to ask everybody. We've had some really unique answers in this too.
okay.
If you can own any card in the game, regardless of financial, value, like put money aside, is there like an apple to your eye that you really want in your collection?
Time walk. If price does not matter,
Ooh.
it is a time walk. I'm obsessed with the art. I'm obsessed with that card. It was the
Mm,
first like Power 9 card I learned about, so I think
Mm,
yeah.
that's probably why it like stuck there. Like before any other card, I learned about time walk. I don't
interesting.
Wow.
know.
That's
It was just
Before
it was a
Black
YouTube
Lotus, that's
video.
surprising.
Before Black, yeah,
Yeah,
before
that's
Black
super
Lotus, I learned of time
surprising.
walk.
Interesting.
Yeah, time walk is my
mm,
Black Lotus. I
Okay.
love that card.
yeah. I
And
mean,
then I
for
had
one,
some. Mhm.
yeah, for 2 mana, just take an extra turn. Like, yeah,
Pretty good.
Yeah,
Pretty
pretty
good.
yeah,
good.
and it looks nice. And
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
got like a flannel with the Power 9 on the back, and it was
Fun.
between that one or like just a flannel with like Time Walk on it. I don't
Nice.
know. I'm just
Mm,
obsessed. And I've got. I used to work for a game store. I used to rip and ship for them. And
yeah.
the
Nice.
guy, when we were interviewing, he sat down and he goes, "Well, interviews go both ways." He goes, "And here's how I'm going to show you that I'm legit." And he sits down with his binder and he opens it, and it's nothing but time walks on a page. And I was like, and maybe just seeing that card in person, I was like, that's the nicest card I've ever seen. Yeah, time walk through and through. I'll
Yeah.
ever get my hands on one, but if I could, that would be great. Like,
I mean,
Don't
that's a
say
card you
never.
can't.
Don't say never.
I'm not going to say never, but that's not a card you come
No.
in easily with.
No.
well, there's only an alpha or a beta version of it. I don't think there's an unlimited version of it. There's
Yeah.
only 3 versions of it. So yeah, that's a tough one. The
Mhm.
Power 9, yeah. Um, gosh, that page alone, then that your old boss, like that's probably like $100,000 in cards.
Literally.
I was like shaking,
Dang.
y'all. Like, I was like, can I touch it?
Yeah.
And he goes, you can grab the binder. And I was like, actually, no, I'm not going to
Just
touch it. Like, I can't. We were at a coffee shop, y'all. There was coffee on the table.
Ooh,
Like,
that's a bold move. Yeah,
no
I'd be
coasters.
terrified.
No
I mean,
coasters.
yeah,
Show me
yeah.
this time walk binder.
Whew.
that's
Whew,
wild.
I want to be like that one day. Yeah.
Yeah, just throwing around Power 9s. Yeah. Um. So why did you get into content creation? Like, what got you into that side of it after you started playing and like found out, hey, I love this game? Like, what drew you into the
Mhm.
content creation side?
I feel like a lot of people say it was an accident for them, and I would say it was
Mhm.
an accident for me as well. I was posting on my like
Okay.
normal personal TikTok, like the funny memes and the dances and whatnot, and I posted a Magic the Gathering video because it was what I just gotten into. And MTG TikTok showed up and showed out. Like the video got tons of likes, tons of comments, and I was like, "Ooh, like this is on my personal TikTok. Like maybe I should make like another TikTok for this because I just didn't want Magic the Gathering all over my person. If we're being honest, at the
Sure. Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So I
No.
made the
Sure.
separate TikTok, and I just started posting pack ripping videos, like most people. I feel like starting content creation, and
Yeah.
the community was so nice, and just being completely transparent, I was super lonely at the time. Like I didn't have a ton of friends, and so for this online community to be like, hey, this is cool, we also like Magic, can we jam games, can we do this, like you should put this in your deck, you should build this deck.
Mm.
It was just easy. It's like the
Yeah.
community wrapped me in a hug and was like, you're on
Yeah.
MTG
Nice.
TikTok now.
Yeah, that's
So
awesome.
Yeah.
they made it hard to leave. And then you just fall in love with it, and then you get
Sure.
addicted to it, and you like
Yeah.
posting things and talking to people online, and you're like, hey, this is great. So
Yeah.
from there, yeah.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah. That's.
Mhm.
I mean, I guess that's accidental, but at the same time, it's like you kind of backed into it a little bit, like you were at least like already a part of the
Yeah.
social aspect. So
Yeah.
that's good.
So
That helps you at
TikTok,
least.
TikTok was great, and I was strictly on TikTok for a long time, and then
Yeah.
Nick Please did like a free content class for like content creators in Magic, and he goes, "You should have an Instagram." He was like, "You should just throw your stuff on Instagram." So then I did, and then you get into Spell Table. It took me probably easily a year before I felt comfortable playing on Spell Table.
Okay.
Like I wouldn't
Yeah.
do it because I just had really bad social anxiety of playing with strangers, and I didn't feel like I was that good at the game. Like I didn't want to mess
Sure.
up, get
Yeah,
embarrassed,
sure.
and so it took like a year to actually get into streaming and podcasting and cons. But yeah, I hid behind TikTok for a while, but then you learn how easy the community is, and
Yeah.
you get that first spell table game out of the way, and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
what? That was fine.
Yeah.
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 I was a little
Yeah.
nervous as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
You know, Shane started the channel and brought me in as an editor. I'd only been playing for a very short while at that point. And then quickly it was like, well, you can get behind the camera as well. And then I was kind of handling the Twitter, and there was a ton of like spell table games, like people asking for guests and stuff. And it's like, okay, well maybe so we did a couple of games together. And it was, even when we were playing together, it was really nerve wracking for me because I really only had like slightly upgraded precons and using a lot of like
Huh?
proxies, and I'd only been playing for 6 months really, maybe at that point. And so it was like I was the same kind of way, like afraid to mess it up on screen, but like the community's so endearing and like wants you to have a good time uh, in this way where like no one cares if you misplay. Like no one
Yes.
care. They'll explain like, hey, here's what you did, and this is actually how that works. Like everyone's super helpful and like just wants to help you understand the game better and to have a good time. So it does, like you said, once you get that kind of first one out of the way, then it's like, oh, okay, this isn't so bad. It's actually super fun. So yeah,
Yeah, and now
Yeah.
you like me, I'm sure now when you play with someone random and they do misplay or they do misstep or they're nervous, like, it's very easy for me to be like, hey, it's okay.
oh
Do
yeah, for
not
sure.
worry
Yeah,
about it.
I
Like,
totally
I
don't care.
misplay
Walk that
every
back, no
day.
problem. Yeah.
Yeah, like, of course you can take it back. Like, I will never make someone not feel welcome at my spell table per
Yeah,
se.
definitely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Agreed. Yeah. I think the only time that like anybody takes that type of interaction serious
Mhm.
is just when like there's like money involved. You're like actually at a
Yeah.
tournament, and then even then, I feel like the game of Commander kind of like allows for that buffer of like, you know, hey, it's okay. Like, yeah, like nothing was affected. Like this, what you just did, and if you took it back, literally nothing in the game changes. And sure, I'm cool with it. Like, so there's
Mhm.
always been like a very easy window of like, and especially when people are playing with new people, there's always,
A
you
Mhm.
always
grace.
give
Yeah,
them
there's
like
always
time
just
to like, yeah,
just a big buffer
a ton
of
of grace. Yeah,
grace. Yeah.
Absolutely.
absolutely. Yeah. Um, this is a fun question. I really like this question just because we have so many funny stories that goes along with this. But like, what do your non-magic friends say when you like say like I do, a lot of content creation for this game called Magic the Gathering, or what does your family say
Mhm.
that maybe they don't really
Mhm.
know what magic is? Like, I get tons of funny stories, so I always like to
Oh,
ask this question.
man. I my best friend is super supportive. She's not about it. She doesn't understand it. We're in the
Yeah.
South. She doesn't love that it's magic and like the
Mm.
things that we play with. But I'm gonna share this because this just happened today. But even though she doesn't understand it, she supports my very best friend. We've been through thick and thin. And so, I do the sip stream where we drink and we play Commander. And so my family calls me a witch. Like they're so serious. Like that's kind of a sad story. Like, but they call me a witch. They
Oh
do. Like they
man.
don't understand it. And so I came in today to work and she bought me this like orb.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh,
And then she was
well,
like, but it's perfect
cool.
for you because you have sip stream. She was like, and it's got coma on the bottom.
Oh,
She was like,
Dang,
and you can light it up when you do your spells. And so
how cute.
she is
that
so
is
super
awesome.
supportive. Yeah. So I'll brag on her for a little bit there because that was really
Yeah.
nice. She,
That's
she has
super
no clue
sweet.
what Citrus even is. Yeah. Now my other family though, yeah, they think I'm a witch and like I actually cast spells.
Oh gosh.
I'm not kidding.
What?
It's insane.
Dang.
Yeah. Now my dad is super supportive. I don't know if you guys have ever seen my content, but he'll rip open booster
Yeah,
packs with
I have.
me
Yeah.
and he'll pull like a comment. I'll be like, "Yeah," and he'll be like, just so they don't get it, but they
Sure.
support it.
Yeah.
So 50 people love it and they're supportive, and then 50-50 they're like,
Mm.
What is this?
like,
Mm.
Yeah.
it's a weird balance, and it has created kind of a divide in my family, I would say,
That's
Interesting.
unfortunate.
over the last year and a half. It is unfortunate, yeah.
That is,
So
yeah.
I mean, I get,
yeah.
we're born and raised in the South as well. Like there, there was, the boycotting around like Harry Potter and like certain things like
Mhm.
that. So where it's like very much a like conservative, like religious point of view. Like,
Mhm,
oh, this
mhm.
is demonic. This is witchcraft. I mean, demonic tutor. There's some pretty like
Right.
scary cards, if you will, in that exist
Mhm,
within the world of
mhm.
Magic. But at the end of the day, it's just a silly card game.
Yeah, exactly. So my best friend wasn't allowed to watch Harry Potter
Sure.
growing
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. A lot
And
of
so it's
families
like
are.
Right.
for her to buy me a witch's orb with a snake on it,
It's a
like,
pretty
come
big deal.
on.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
she can do
Yeah.
it, anyone can do it. Yeah,
Exactly.
like she
Yeah.
knows it's a joke. Like it is.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's pretty funny. I love that question though. I love talking about it because a lot of people actually relate to me online when
Yeah.
I've spoken
Yeah.
on it. People have been like, hey, I don't even speak to my family anymore over things
Mm-hmm.
like that. And it's like, oh man, I'm so sorry
Wow.
you went through that. Like I'm here for
Mm-hmm.
you, sort of.
Yeah.
Well,
Hmm.
that's awesome that you have that connection then for
Hmm.
people to like kind of tell their story and you have something, even as unfortunate as it is that at
Right.
least allows for, like you said, open and honest conversations to happen.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're all in this together.
Yeah, you mentioned it earlier in one of the questions. Like this community is pretty tight knit, so like
Mm-hmm.
like I think it's just through understanding too. It's like, oh, I went through that same situation, so it's like
Hmm.
even beyond a card game, it's a really tight knit community. That's
Yeah.
that's the thing I would like really press. If you're watching this and you think Magic's kind of a, you know, I don't know, demonic game or something. It's first and foremost just the game we play.
Yeah.
Secondly, the community. Take a look at the community. We're tight knit. It's awesome. It's fun. It's
Hmm.
friendly. So
Hmm.
let that speak
Yep.
for itself.
It's just
So
a card game.
Yep.
We're not doing
yeah,
anything else at that table, I
yeah.
swear. We're
I
just
know.
slinging
Yeah,
cardboard.
we're not gonna. Yeah, we're not trying to like summon Cthulhu to like take over the
No,
world or whatever. But yeah,
we're not. That's D&D. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah.
Oh.
Watch
I'm
out for
kidding,
those D and
D&D
D players.
community.
Watch
Yeah,
out. Yeah,
that's so
it's
funny.
hilarious. Um, And then, just breaking news. I think everyone's heard it by now. We've heard
Mhm,
about the bans. By the time this video comes out, that's already been a week ago. But this week, well, actually today,
Today.
we
mhm,
found out that Wizards of the Coast slash Hasbro, the parent company for the card game we play, is taking over the rules committee, which is crazy because
mhm.
they've kept their distance for so long, and now that they are going to be kind of the front runners for it, it's just interesting, like, what's going to change. And, like, these bans just happened. We were laughing before we even started recording. We're just like back to back weeks with like just breaking news. This just in.
Mm.
And,
Mhm.
I just want to get your thoughts, just, what do you think anything's going to anything's going to change like drastically, or what do you think might happen?
First and foremost, I would just say I hate that this did happen. I don't necessarily have a problem with it, but the circumstances in which this happened, they're saying they were getting death
Yes.
threats.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
embarrassing for our
Sure.
community that
Yep.
it came to this.
Mm,
Um, Now I do think it was going to happen eventually anyways. I
Same.
do hope that the members of the RC are an advisory board. I hope they're behind the scenes. I hope they're still helping because I truly believe that those 5 people loved Commander and they were doing what they thought was best for the game.
yeah.
Now Wizards taking a hold of it, I don't really know what that looks like. I hope it doesn't turn into bans like with years or, like in the other
Yeah.
formats.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
guess I'm very optimistic that I don't think anything's really gonna change as long as we have people like Olivia looking out for us. But it is going from 5 people who love Commander to a giant corporation, so you gotta
Something.
obviously
Yeah.
something's
Yeah.
gonna go wrong.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
don't know what.
Yeah, I kind of look at it on both sides of the coin. I think they may even like unban some stuff. Like Wizards kind
They
of
could,
wonky like
yeah.
that sometimes. They could say like, you know what? Like they may even be like, no ban list. Let's just see what it looks like fresh with
Mhm,
nothing. I don't know.
mhm.
Like Wizards, I
That
mean,
would
they
be
have the power to
crazy.
do whatever they
But I
want with
kind of
it.
would be
So
stoked
They
it
can
would.
do
to
whatever.
like. Shane and I, of course, have had conversations off screen, but like I like you am a newer player. Shane has been playing since his childhood, and so it's like, well, I never lived in a world
Mhm,
where like this was like acceptable in a game. Like, it would be kind of cool, even if it's super busted, to like see the Hull Breacher or see Tolarian Academy or like
Mhm.
see some of these other cards like that have been been
Gifts
banned.
Ungiven is the one that I like.
Yeah, sure. So
Yes,
like
yeah,
I think
absolutely.
it could like maybe in the maybe for a short term make things exciting, and then like, okay, we've been living in this world for like the last 6 months to a year. We've gotten feedback from the community over that year. These are the problem cards, like, but a lot of the cards that have been banned even in other formats have been like power crept essentially to the point where like they could come back in now like with no real issue because of the power creep. Like at the time, yes, they were absolutely just demoralizing, but like now with 5-6 years worth of new cards, like that card wouldn't be a problem today. So it's like,
Mhm.
I think that could be
Mhm.
exciting. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah.
You know.
I liked
Yeah.
the second half of that article they posted today, talking about how they're going to ask the community
Yeah.
for feedback on how to gauge power level and how we
Mhm.
can make that easier. And
Mhm.
coming from the perspective of a new player and someone who tries to speak for new players, I like that. I like that because
Mhm.
Rule Zero is the most frustrating part of learning Magic by far for me. And
Yeah.
so if there's a way to make that easier, I'm all
Yeah.
for it.
The problem with new
Mhm.
Same.
players
Yeah.
jumping into Commander, and this is just my
Mhm.
thoughts, is that there's such a vast card pool that you telling me your deck is a 9 means nothing to me. You
Means
telling me that
nothing.
your deck has tutors in it, oftentimes means nothing to me because I'm
Mhm.
new. I don't know what the hell's a tutor like.
What the heck is fast mana?
Or
You don't
like,
know
well,
that,
I've got a Thoracle in here. That okay,
right?
means nothing to me. Like, so there is obviously going to be a learning curve, and it's going to be steeper than like standard or maybe 1v1 formats, just because the card pool is so vast. Learning what the cards are, what the threats are, and there's no way to shortcut that other than to play the game and learn
Nonstop
these
for a
cards.
year,
That's what I'm saying.
years.
Like I feel
Yeah.
now I'm a competent player, but
Mhm,
not in any other format outside of casual commander.
mhm,
I would be incompetent in CEDH or in modern or in some of these other, because
mhm.
the threat assessment is different there. Like the meta is different there. Like you just have to spend time, and like maybe there's a way to like broad strokes like help newer players, but honestly, like that was the biggest thing for me to overcome as a new player, was just learning the cards, learning the terminology, like the official
Mhm.
sanctioned terminology, and then like the lingo, like the MTG community get Steve, like all of
Absolutely.
these kinds of
Great point.
things, or
Mhm.
Simic. What the hell is Simic? Like the
Right.
like all of these things. It just takes. I mean, you just have to play the
Mhm.
game to learn the game. And there's just to me, there's just no way to really a good way to shortcut that.
Yeah, I hope whatever they come up with works because we do need a solution. I don't have it, so I hope that they
Sure.
do come up with something that works and
Yeah.
doesn't fail.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah. I think they
anything's better
they
than
have the
nothing.
power to.
I agree. Yeah,
Yeah.
even
I
if
think.
they just change it slightly, even if the just goes that much of a correction,
Hmm.
I'm for it. I'm for it.
Yeah. I
Mhm.
think if anybody has the way to templatize it, or the resources, I should say, would be like the game's creators,
Yeah.
like the Wizards
Yeah,
of the Coast. Like
good point.
they can pull resources,
They
they
got
can pull like actual research. Like I have faith. I'm
Mhm.
also optimistic. I have faith. Like I know they're not perfect. They're human, just like the rest of us. But I think like they have seen the red flags pop up obviously recently. Just with the threats, and like, okay, let's step in as an organization and like, let's see what we can do to help and fix this thing, protect these people that are,
Mhm.
doing this out of essentially the kindness of their hearts, and just, and they have for years. So it's like, let's actually like officialize this game and like have it under the window of WotC or whatever you want to call it. So
Yep.
I'm excited for it. I think changes are going to come. I'm just excited to see them, I guess, and see what's going to happen.
Mhm.
Yeah. Um, Also, I think speculation is fun with this question, and we've yet to have a duplicate answer here.
Ooh.
What, if you could choose, what universe beyond set would you like to see?
So this might be a repeat answer because I think everyone should feel this way, but I'm a big anime person, so I'll take a Naruto or like a Hunter x Hunter Universes Beyond. I really want like straight up anime. Like
Yeah,
I don't care what it is at this point. Like it could be something crazy, like Death Note or
like
something. But
yeah, even like something more like Dragon Ball Z, I guess, or
yeah,
something
it
like
could be
along those
Dragon Ball
lines.
Z. It
Yeah,
could be whatever.
yeah.
And I think
Okay.
maybe the licenses is with something
Sure.
else, but Hunter
Yeah,
x Hunter
I
would
think a
be
lot of those.
incredible.
Yeah, I know Naruto and Dragon Ball Z both have their own TCGs, so that might be the
And
issue
One
as
Piece
well. But
has
yeah,
its own TCG.
Mm-hmm.
it
Yeah, but
does, and it's actually a really fun game from what I've heard. I've never played it, but I've heard really
yeah,
good things about the card
I'll even
game.
take a Secret Lair. Like I just want
Mm-hmm.
something.
Yeah,
Just some anime.
yeah,
The Miku
yeah.
ones were
No,
great. The Miku Secret Lairs, I bought every single one of them. I love those. So I just want something kind of like that.
that would be cool. And that's not that we have yet to have that answer. We've gotten
Okay, nice. Everyone
we've
else,
gotten
start saying you
yeah,
want anime.
yeah, we've gotten Care Bears,
Care Bears.
Mar-
Uh-huh.
Marvel,
Monster Hunter.
Well, that's coming.
Monster Hunter. There was a book series that I just
Was
can't
it?
remember the book series name now.
Oh yeah, it
I
was
thought I wrote it
Emma. I don't
down.
remember what book
It was
series that she
Emma.
said now, but
Yeah.
yeah.
But no, it's okay. And then we got anime, so now we've got there's yet to be a duplicate answer on that. So I love it. I'm excited for it.
Wow.
I'm
I
I'm
love
here for the
Universe
universe.
Beyond. Yeah.
I do too. I think it's one of the coolest things that Magic does, and it's the easiest way for them to like get new players into the game
Mhm.
because like someone's bound to love that Universes Beyond, and they're gonna be like,
Mhm.
"Oh, I'm ready to play Magic now. This is awesome! Like this speaks to me."
Yes.
Yeah,
I've
and if
also seen it bring old players back into Magic
that's true
more
too.
so.
Mhm.
Yes.
And I love
Yeah.
that. Yeah, come back.
Yeah.
We missed you.
Yeah. Miss you. Come on back. Yeah.
So funny.
That's awesome. Um, do you have a dream pod for Commander? Do you have like, these are the three people I want to sit down with, you be the fourth, like is there like this is my like four people or this is the pod that I want to play Commander in the most? Do you have like a Mount Rushmore or it can be just one person too that you want to like, celebrity spotlight in?
Yeah. And I think that any other like woman in the community who's like positive and is bringing just like this really beautiful light to Magic, those are my
Yeah.
favorites. So like your Zebex and your Zabricus and like your Talia, I love those
Yeah.
girls, and that's probably my number one answer. If anyone asks me, it's like I want to be in a room with people who are positive and bright and love Magic, and I think all three
Yeah.
of them kind of radiate that. So
You just
I
checked
would
off
love
like
that.
3 boxes. Yeah, if
Yeah.
you asked me that question, I would say probably those three would be like some of the top
Mhm.
answers to fit that mold because all three are like just like
Super
rays of
Mhm.
positive.
sunshine,
Yeah,
bring a lot of
definitely.
positive light to the game.
They
They're
inspire
talk.
me a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like if I had to pick people who push me and inspire me to make content, it's those three. So
nice.
that
That'd
would
be
be
awesome.
great.
That would be a fun pod too. Honestly, I'd
Yeah.
watch that. I'd watch that stream all
Oh,
day.
definitely.
That'd be a fun pod.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah,
Oh. All
awesome.
right. Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right. Well, last question. This is more your time. I don't know if there's anything that you want to like tell the people that you're trying to reach a goal right now, or you're going to be somewhere. You want to meet up with people. This is just Is there anything you want to shout out right now? Just to say what's going on in the world of Magic New Girl. The floor is yours.
Yeah, so I will be in Vegas. I'll have meet and greet, which is really cool. That is my biggest goal so far that I have reached. And that means a
Awesome.
lot to come from. I went to Vegas last year with nothing but a pre-con, and so to go to Vegas this year, knowing how to build decks and having people who want to talk to me about Magic is great. Sip Stream is kind of the number one thing that I'm working on now. Me and my co-host, the Goblin Cocktails and Commanders, we love that. It's the highlight of my week is to sit and sip whatever you like. It doesn't have to be alcohol. We sip alcohol. we have a great time on Saturday, and it's more of like an interview, get to know you, play Magic kind of thing, and it's been a blast getting to do that. So if I could just plug Sipstream and then
Yeah.
Vegas, then that's
Yeah.
it. That's what I'll take my time to plug. I hope that
Yeah,
grows.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And
No.
we'll throw
Awesome.
the link
Yeah.
tree obviously in the
Yeah.
description and stuff too, so you'll be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. I've watched the Sip Stream, and it's just a good time. It's just a lot of fun. It's a
Thank you.
lighthearted way to like watch Magic. Y'all are vibing like that, and
Mhm.
that to me like is just the funnest. Like that's why Commander is so fun. It's like you said earlier. It's like let's chill, let's grab a beer, let's just grab some snacks, let's sling some
Mhm.
cards, let's laugh, let's make some janky plays. Like Yeah, that's
Yeah,
just
you two
that's
get it.
not fun.
Having a nice co-host means awesome. It's like
Yeah,
you're having like a bestie play Magic with you every time you get to play. Like I don't know, it's cool. It's cool.
exactly.
Everyone
Yeah.
needs a co-host like Cobb, and everyone needs a co-host like Shane and Daniel.
Well,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
of course.
Yeah. Awesome. Like Daniel said, we're gonna have Magic New Girl's link tree, her bio, all that stuff down below in this video. Please, if you're not subscribed to her and her socials or the SIP stream, just give it a follow, give it a watch. It means the world from content creation science. The easiest way to support content creators like us for free. So check
Thank
her
you.
out. Thank you again for coming on. Like I said, this episode was exciting. I was very excited to shoot it. So thank you again, and we'll see you on the next one, everybody. Bye.
Bye bye.